Hello everyone, this is Sean from Berry Digital Media, and today we're just going to take a look at a couple trends that we should expect to see in September of 2025. Throughout this presentation, we will talk about customer journey, AI myths, customer loyalty, business to business, and help. So let's get into it by just taking a look at what Gemini has to say about trends for September 2025. Number one, AI and generative AI at the core are the core. Artificial intelligence is now a fundamental tool for marketers. AI is used for hyper-personalization, creating deeply tailored customer experiences by analyzing vast amounts of data. Generative AI is also essential for content creation, from drafting emails to generating ad copy at scale. This allows marketers to focus on strategy rather than repetitive tasks. Search is everywhere. Traditional SEO is evolving into generative engine optimization, GEO. With the growth of AI overviews and search results, the goal is to create content that can be easily summarized and trusted by these platforms. Customers are also using social media like TikTok and Instagram as primary search engines, requiring marketers to optimize their content for these different environments. Video and interactive content drive engagement. Short-form video remains the most effective content format for engagement and ROI. The trend of shoppable video is growing, allowing customers to purchase products directly within a video. Beyond video, interactive content such as quizzes, polls, and augmented reality experiences are being used to capture attention and collect valuable first-party data. Very interesting, and I'm looking forward to more of Google's shopping store innovations. But let's continue going. This article here is a little bit older, but I think it's still true, or at least we'll be able to see that. We had some foresight back in March of 2024. This is from Google, and it says, connect with customers throughout their increasingly complex journeys. The deliberate customer behavior we've seen over the past year has proved to be anything but short-term trend. While shoppers continue, mindfulness and careful decision-making can be partly attributed to inflation, it also stems from the sheer amount of choice and information available to people. Here we'll break down the ways shoppers continue to be hyper-conscious of what and where they buy, and how the progressively complex shopping environment gives marketers a rich opportunity to build customer confidence and drive profits. The path to purchase has grown more complex. Today's shopping experience is hardly straightforward. It blends a variety of moderate modalities like images, text, online and offline channels, in even different moments, such as someone looking up a product days after discovering it. 60% of customers are taking 6 or more actions before deciding to buy a brand or product that's new to them. Further complicating the customer journey is the fact that people have increasingly embraced mindful spending. 1/3 of customers in surveyed markets say that they're now doing more research on purchases to find the best deals, 48%, ensure good quality, 47%, and make sure their needs are met, 45%. With this, customers are using multiple resources to inform their purchasing decisions. In fact, 60% of customers in surveyed markets are taking 6 or more actions before deciding to buy a brand or product that's new to them, including comparing the price of similar brands or products, 80%, searching online for reviews and information, 75%, visiting the brand's product website or app, 67%, going to see the product in store, 66%, checking online realtors or marketplace for info in reviews, 60%, checking the return policies, 60%. It makes sense that people would want to research unfamiliar brands or products, but a recent study shows that consumers are even more likely to have done research when purchasing from a brand they've purchased from before than they are from a new brand. In fact, value for money, 37%, and high quality, 36%, are the most important reasons for brand choice, regardless of how close a customer feels to the brand. This means that realtors currently and even long term customers could be viewed as potential customers reviewing their options. Shoppers turn to Google to make informed decisions. In an environment where shoppers have so much choice, realtors stand out by helping customers feel confident that they're making the best decisions. This requires being present where and when they're considering potential purchases. And shoppers have been heading to Google to guide their decision making process across the funnel. Okay, that sounds pretty good. I'm going to continue on to my next article here. This is from Demand Gen Report, and this is to complement the previous report. Now, this article here was published in May 2nd, 2025, so it's a little bit more up to date. The topics that they cover are clear strategy unlocks compelling results, quality content is back, better B2B demand generation. Oh, okay, and then it's just marketing. And then the buyer journey is longer, and this is what we're going to focus on right now. Forrester's 2024 marketing survey found that 3/4 of business to business marketers say buyers are taking longer to commit to a purchase compared to a year ago. Last year, just 60% of respondents share this sentiment. What's more, these business to business buyers are purchasing in groups and prefer to stay anonymous longer, making it more difficult for marketers to reach customers within targeted messaging that speaks to their place in sales funnel. B2B focused marketing technologies, MarTech solutions, allow marketers to do more with less, specifically Gen AI. Customer data platforms and intent data platforms allow business to business marketers to track anonymous digital buyer behaviors, making content for more specific and actionable for every potential buyer. Additionally, Fast Company reports that business to business buyer journey is more customer initiated and direct than before, as buyers are often millennials or Gen Z, making them self directed information seekers. Consequently, sales teams play a less involved role in buying process. Collectively, approximately 2/3 of buyers say they didn't involve a salesperson in their research, making effective marketing efforts even more important. The business to business buyer journey is longer and less linear than before. Marketers must adapt by providing the right information at the right time, so buyers have the information they need to make the purchase they want. So, okay, yeah, here. So this is a pretty important gold nugget there. Self-directed information seekers. I think that this is a big thing considering everybody has a phone in their hand, and like we had read previously, where things like TikTok and Facebook are now becoming search engines as well, and people are finding information through those channels, and it just allows so much more possibilities for collecting information. And the funny story is what some customers will do is they'll go to the retail store, look at the different products, and then consume information from their phone, not even talk to a salesperson, and then go home and buy it off of a website. In fact, I think Best Buy. I haven't seen one in my town, but Best Buy apparently is working on reducing their store sizes. So then they just become these small little pocket stores where customers can try out their different can try out the different products, and then so then they can make the purchases at home. So it looks well. I don't know how well they're doing with that, but yeah, it looks like there is a big initiative for rethinking the retail strategy. To go down a little bit more of a rabbit hole, though, in my town, they were saying that malls essentially were going to be obsolete But the malls around where I live, that's not so much true. They seem to be reinventing themselves. So I don't think that the retail game is quite out yet. And this article's second point about having less people being involved inside of their research, I think just the salespeople are probably evolving. And so you might not see them in you might not see them in the traditional sense where you get approached by a salesperson and it's like, buy this car right now. It's probably evolving more like, we recognize that you don't need to make the purchase right now, but I'm going to help you in several different ways to make sure that you get the right product. So, if anything, sales in some cases is becoming more like marketing. But then, because marketing is so powerful in the paid ads and things like that, um, marketers are becoming more like salespeople. Okay, continuing on. Um, So I don't know if this quite matches the last couple articles, but this headline did catch my attention. So I'm going to read a little bit of it and see if we can figure out any neat trends. And this article was published on August 27th, 2025. Google, and it's from Search Engine Journal. Google brings loyalty offerings to merchant retailers. Oh, yeah, and this caught my attention because the retail outlets are really doubling down on the loyalty programs. So I wanted to see what Google was doing in this idea. Google launches merchant loyalty offerings, bringing member pricing and shipping to shopping ads and free listings while adding a loyalty goal in Google Ads. Google has announced a new set of merchant loyalty offerings, giving retailers a way to surface existing member perks. Retailers who have loyalty offerings to their customers, such as exclusive pricing, shipping points, can now show across both free listings and paid shopping ads. In addition to the loyalty offering, Google Ads is introducing a new loyalty goal to help brands optimize towards high value customers rather than focusing purely on short term clicks. The move, which officially launched on August 26, 2025, signals Google's deeper investing in connecting retention strategies with its e-commerce system. For retailers already managing robust loyalty programs, this rollout could be a opportunities to strengthen brand visibility, to strengthen visibility and attract repeat shoppers directly with Google services. What is the new loyalty offering? Merchant Center retailers can now activate a loyalty add on within Merchant Center to display member benefits in Google Shopping results. This includes member only pricing, shipping perks, or points. This can appear across Search, the Shopping tab, free listings, as well as Wallet. To go along with this loyalty offering, Google Ads is now offering a loyalty goal. This gives advertisers the ability to steer smart bidding towards audiences with a higher lifetime value. This means campaign optimization shift from a narrow one-time transaction focus to a longer-term view that considers repeat purchases and retentions. Where do loyalty perks show up? Loyalty benefits can now appear across multiple touchpoints. Shoppers may see a member price next to the standard price or a shipping perk highlighted in listings. So we're taking a look here. Oh, and inside this Google ad, we see member offer. And I think the $65 is crossed out and it just shows the $45. So that's pretty interesting. In the United States, retailers using Customer Match can now show personalized loyalty annotations in identified members. Google's Google's Google allows member pricing to appear for unknown members in the United States and Australia, with more countries currently in beta testing. This shift makes loyalty more visible during product research and comparison when shoppers are deciding where to buy. Who can take advantage of loyalty offerings? The program is currently available in the United States, UK, Germany, France, and Australia. Merchants have an existing loyalty program and enable the loyalty add-on with Merchant Center. Highlighting membership value. Google's loyalty features give retailers new ways to highlight membership value where it matters most, at the point of discovery. By surfacing perks in search and shopping, brands can differentiate themselves before they click. The add-on of a loyalty goal is encouraging smarter optimization. Campaigns can now focus not just on conversion volume, but the quality and long-term value of their customers. For retailers with established loyalty programs, this rollout is worth exploring now. It connects retention strategies with acquisition in a way that could drive measurable impact. This seems like a good article. Okay, and finally, this article here caught my attention because it's talking about geo, which caught my attention back here in the Gemini page where it says search is everywhere. Traditional SEO is evolving into generative engine optimization, geo. And before I get into the article, I feel like I think that I agree with the statement because geo is just, geography. So I imagine it's going to conflict with map results. But let's dive into the article and figure out what this article is saying. The article was published in September 1st, 2025 on Search Engine Journal, so it should be quite relevant. Stop trying to make geo happen. Generative engine optimization makes sense as a concept, but geo is as an acronym is doomed, linguistically, historically, and strategically. Stop trying to make geo happen. It's not going to happen. With apologies to Gretchen Wieners and the writers of Mean Girls, the line feels like the only way to start this conversation about a buzzword making rounds, geo, which is now allegedly supposed to mean generative engine optimization. This article grew out of a LinkedIn post / open plea I wrote recently about this furor, which unexpectedly took off, approaching 10,000 impressions, 4 dozen comments, and plenty of laughter at bad acronym ideas. Clearly, this struck a nerve with the SEO and marketing community. On the surface, to be fair, the concept makes sense. We're in a new era where AI-driven search engines are shaping how content is retrieved, summarized, and delivered. Adapting SEO strategies for that reality is important. However, nobody will say geo. Acronyms survive if they are pronounceable. If they are easy to say out loud and also happen to spell an actual word, people will just say it like a word. To my point, no one is going to spell out GEO when talking about generative engine optimization. It simply doesn't roll off the tongue nicely. Inevitably, it becomes the word geo, and that's where the trouble starts. The word geo isn't ancient. It comes from the Greek word ge, meaning earth or ground. It's the root of 100 of words we already use every day: geography, geology, geothermal, geopolitics, geospatial, geotracking, geotagging, geomapping. In technology, it's baked into concepts like geotargeting, geofencing, and all case geo explicitly means the earth in some form or another. The linguistic baggage here is too heavy. There is no amount of wishful thinking that will make GEO mean something that's not related to the earth. The branding problem: words have meaning. Words in acronyms aren't blank slates. They carry cultural, historical, and linguistic connotations and memories that can't be erased by decree. Try to rebrand geo, and people's brains will still instantly, or at least initially, read as geography. They might pause and look at the context and then decide, oh, this must be geo, which means generative engine optimization, which is like SEO for AI. That's a lot of work we're asking the public to do for 3 little letters. It's the same reason I could never, not that, oops. It's the same reason that I could never, not that I ever would, convince our marketing team to rebrand our SEO plugin as an FBI plugin. No matter how hard we try to make FBI mean for better indexing, we are not going to be able to overcome the decades of heavy usage that says FBI means Federal Bureau of Investigation. In this case, geo doesn't have the decades of historical usage. It has literally millennia of meaning that is not this. Hijacking an acronym with multiple centuries of usage is not innovation, it's confusion. All right, I'm going to call it there, but that sounds like a good reason why geo will not work. And that, I think this line right here is probably the most important part of this entire article. It's just saying that, it's not innovation, but it's confusion. And if your marketing strategy, whether you're dealing with people or making a campaign, is causing confusion, then something's not right about it and it needs to be ironed out. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this little presentation, and please like and subscribe. Take care. Bye.